I didn't notice the smoke first. I noticed the silence. A backyard full of people, laughter tangled with the smell of grilled meat, and then one sentence slipped through the noise like a blade. "Bro, remember your wedding night, when I knocked her up?" A drunken laugh, a hand slapping a shoulder, a joke that wasn't a joke. And every sound around me died. I stood there holding a paper plate, ribs cooling under my fingertips, while my husband's best friend, Evan, grinned like he hadn't just detonated a bomb. My husband froze. He didn't laugh, he didn't deny it, he didn't even look at me. He just stared at the ground, as if he'd been waiting for this moment. That was the first time I felt something inside me tilt. Not break, tilt. Like the world shifted 2 inches to the left and only I noticed. I walked away before anyone saw my face, before anyone noticed that I suddenly couldn't breathe, before I realized the truth was already crawling out of the dark, dragging everything with it. That night, my husband vanished. No note, no message, no explanation. Just absence. Thick, suffocating, complete. And I thought that was the worst part. I was wrong. A month later, he returned, not home, but to Evan's front door, with all our things, with our kids, with a folded paper in his hand. He shoved it into Evan's chest. "Guys, he's in charge now," he said. "I'm washing my hands of this. Bye." Then he walked away. No anger, no goodbye, no guilt. Just gone. And that was the moment I learned silence can be louder than screams. I didn't cry, I didn't plead, I didn't run after him. I just watched his back disappear down the driveway and realized I had no idea who I had married. Something colder than fear settled in my bones. Something sharper, suspicion. Evan stood there, confused, blinking at the paper in his hands. I could see his throat bobbing, the sudden panic rising in him. He wasn't drunk now, and he wasn't laughing. He knew. I knew. But I wasn't ready to speak it. Not yet. For the next few weeks, I did what I do best. I observed, quietly. Every conversation, every hesitation, every look Evan tried not to give me. I replayed the wedding night, fragments, flashes, gaps, things I had ignored, moments I had explained away, the way Evan had hovered, the way my husband had disappeared for an hour during the reception, the way Evan had driven me home instead of him. Piece by piece, it stopped being memory. It became evidence. I ordered the tests, all of them. DNA, phone records, bank statements, paternity screening. A silent, methodical investigation while I played the part of a calm, abandoned wife. Evan avoided me like I was a ticking clock. My husband never called. And I never asked why. I already knew the answer. I just needed proof. The results arrived on a cold Friday morning. A thin envelope. Too light for how heavy it felt. My hands didn't shake. My breathing didn't stutter. My heart didn't shatter. It simply settled, like dust after a collapse. My husband was not the father. Not of my first child, not of my second. Every line on that report was a confession Evan never had the courage to speak. I walked to his house in silence. He opened the door with a look that told me he already knew what was in my hand. Guilt has a scent, sharp, metallic, impossible to hide. I placed the envelope on his table. He didn't dare touch it. "You knew," I said. Not a question, a fact. His breath hitched. He reached for the paper with trembling fingers. He opened it, and I watched the truth carve him open from the inside out. He stumbled back like the words were physically hitting him. I didn't mean," he whispered. Lies. weak, flimsy lies slumping at his feet. I didn't yell, I didn't cry, I didn't blame, I didn't need to. He broke himself. When he finally looked up, his eyes were wet and desperate. What happens now?" I smiled, a small, cold, controlled smile, the kind that doesn't comfort, the kind that warns. "You're in charge now," I said quietly, just like he said. The words hit him harder than the report. He sagged onto the chair, hands shaking, breathing erratic. The weight of the consequences he had created finally crushing him. I watched him fall apart with the same calm he ruined my life. Fair. I left without another word. No explanation, no forgiveness, no attachment. Behind me I could hear him crying, raw, panicked, unraveling. But I felt nothing. Not satisfaction, not grief, just clarity. I wasn't his mistake. I wasn't his secret. I wasn't his victim. I was the woman who finally stopped believing their stories and started writing my own. Final line, psychological punch. They thought the truth would destroy me, but it only destroyed them, exactly as it should.